Your attention.
That whistle was a familiar sound to Twin Cities kids, eager to sit down to lunch with Casey.
All set for good lunch?
Up next, come on, you rounders, stick around. That story's arriving on Track 11 next.
Every girl and boy.
He was a best friend to generations of Twin Cities children, and his show, Lunch with Casey, was so popular it still resonates with viewers 35 years after it left the air.
Stood just 5 feet tall. He liked to say it made it easier to relate to kids when he could stand face to face and look them in the eye.
Good night, David.
Good night, Goliath.
He was a nut. He just had all these things in his bag, and that all came from the acting background. He was in theater arts in high school, and that was his first degree in college.
Lynn spent his boyhood years in Pittsburgh. At the age of 11, he fell ill with rheumatic fever and spent 6 months in bed. The experience left Lynn with a lifelong obsession with fitness. But it was his diminutive stature that helped Lynn hone his sense of humor. The best way, he once said, for a person his size to get noticed. And it worked. In high school, Lynn was elected president of his senior class. He studied theater arts at the University of Pittsburgh, then parlayed his athletic ability and nimble feet into a job touring the country with the Ice Capades.
He got in and mainly because of his physical comedy, and they did that kind of stuff. So they'd dress up in drag or put on uniforms, and they'd be like chasing each other with 2x4s around on the ice.
Lynn's wife, Marion, also an Ice Capade skater, had relatives in Minnesota. The couple decided to settle here in 1953, and Lynn took a $65 a week job as a floor director at Channel 11 while pursuing his teaching degree at McAllister. When Casey needed a sidekick to replace the departing Joe the cook, the choice couldn't have been more obvious.
Say, gang, whether you're from the north, the south, the east, or the west,
he could put on a hat or a costume.
Hey, here he comes! Oh!
And be anybody.
My goodness!
And he'd get Casey laughing, get the crew cracking up.
Tarzan really swings.
I'll say.
Me, Tarzan.
You, Tarzan. Me,
You.
Casey.
Casey Jones.
Yes,
Lunch, Casey.
that's right.
Favorite show. Banana. Eat banana with Tarzan. Banana, Tarzan, good.
On the river with Jane. Is that a crocodile I see?
The Tarzan fix. Get spear, fix crocodile. I saved Jane. Miss Crocodile by that much.
Lynn's comedic ability was only enhanced by his physical skills. While in the Ice Capades, he made an art of the comic fall.
Didn't scare you, did I?
But Lynn's greatest contribution to Lunch with Casey may have been his ideas. Hundreds of sketches cooked up in his overactive mind.
Come in, come in. Why, look who it is. It's Casey Jones.
Well, hi, Count.
Don't be frightened. Don't be frightened. You know, of course, you know that I wouldn't hurt a fly. Got it.
Oh, my goodness.
Lynn's sons, Lauren and Keith, served as a test audience for their dad's material.
He was always pulling stuff, and he'd have us in stitches all the time.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her.
But the comic with an education degree never stopped being a teacher. In his free time, Lynn wrote a children's book,
Okay. Hey,
and he
look,
never missed
this
an opportunity to extol the benefits of exercise and healthy eating.
Again, a natural food, just like the birds eat, okay?
Lynn was also a camera nut who recruited kids from his neighborhood to act in films he shot himself, then put to music or poetry and aired on the show.
Mesoamerica, with a cut on her knee. Alice in Wonderland.
spilling her tea.
I sort of see myself as a link between the child and the grown-up world. Somebody that they can count on to sort of tell them what's going on with the grown-ups. And I can't do it any other way than honestly play myself.
Lynn created one of his best remembered characters on his back, head upside down.
It's Oswald here, Oswald McGobb. And say, do you hear about the elephant that swallowed a spoon? Well, he hasn't stirred since.
That character actually scared some kids. He was a little raucous.
Oswald here, and am I ever happy I just got a part-time job at the lumber company. I am the guy that spanks all of the naughty pies.
Come on over here with me, kids, and...
But if some kids found Oswald disturbing, one can only wonder how many nightmares were caused by Lippy Lois.
Look at this, kids!
Lippy Lois always kind of freaked me out as a kid. You know, does 100 different things. You know, hey, Roundhouse, easy, buddy.
I guess I better wind it up a little more. There. Says a dozen different things.
A dozen different things! A dozen different things! A dozen different things!
Hey.
A dozen different things!
It's stuck,
a
I
dozen
think.
different things! Watch this, kids! 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 A dozen different things! A dozen things! 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 Things!
Hey, what happened? Oh, I see. It says batteries not included. Hey!
Another great bit they did was Jimmy Durante.
It ain't Miss Betty in a romper room.
The angle of the camera and Roundhouse with the nose and the hat, I'm telling you, looked just like Jimmy Durante.
Now you know that you can't go wrong if you start off each day with a song.
Ah, yeah, Casey, start off each day with a song.
Oh, that was beautiful, Jimmy.
You know, my boy wanted an encyclopedia for school.
Did you give him an encyclopedia for school?
Nah, I told him he'd have to take the bus like everybody else.
Hey, Jimmy, do you take the bus home every night?
I take it home every night.
How do you get it in the house?
He's got a million of them, folks. Say, Casey, you know they don't allow no elephants to swim in L.A.
Why no elephants to swim in L.A.?
Because they keep losing their trunks.
Beautiful, Jimmy.
Every move a picture, folks.
We had the Jimmy Durante bit, and after we got into a cartoon, the phone rings, and it's, you know, I pick up the phone, master control, and it's a switchboard operator. Jimmy Durante happened to be in Minneapolis at one of the hotels. So he called the station. He was laughing. He said that was the best bit that he's ever seen on himself. It was terrific.
And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
When our special continues, Casey and Roundhouse welcome a new character and show up for supper, too.
Oh, mercy, a woman's work is just never done.
And Casey stirs up a controversy when he lets his underwear show.
Walking in my winter underwear. Now
We'll tell you how this bit opened a floodgate of mail when we return with more of the Lunch with Casey 50th Anniversary Special.
before I crawl through the trap door and look into my winter underwear.
Happy if you mind to. All you gotta